You.
Now with us, retired Navy Admiral, former Congressman, now running for Senate in fine state of Pennsylvania, Joe Sestak, who, by the way, on this Iranian deal is in favor of it. Admiral, always good to have you. The president,
do you think to be back with you, Neil.
Same here. Do you think the president overstepped it to say opposition couldn't point to one fact that would block this deal? That's a bit cavalier, don't you think?
Well, I think there are some facts that you can have disagreement on this issue. Look, let me tell you as a military man why I support this cautiously, but I support it. Within 30 days of today, you know, Neil, that the Iranians can have enough fissile material for a nuclear bomb. This sets them back for 1 year. But we've got to follow what President Reagan said. Verify before you trust.
What if we can't?
Look,
what if we
can. Well, here's the issue. Today, we have a certain amount of capability to see if they can cheat or not. Now we're able to have scores of people go into each of these facilities that we suspect and know have it. Our intelligence improves. But here's the key, Neil. If we find they cheat, that military option should not be off the table, and it isn't, and
but
we
Admiral,
can use it.
We are letting them decide what are the facilities that bear watching and inspecting. I mean, there are some things that they say are doubtful where this type of activity is going on, and we take the Iranians at their word that this sort of thing is going on there, but we have no way of knowing. They could be running out the clock with us. They could be just pushing us and doing what the North Koreans did to us.
As they could today. But here's the issue, and Neil, you know this. The facilities we know have been related and involved in nuclear material. We have in the agreement permission to go in. And Fordo, which you know is under 300 feet of hard rock that we can't take out. At most, when we do our strike, we delay it for a few years. But we can go right into that. Now, if we suspect that the president of Iran suddenly in his home, it does have a nuclear capability that's starting to go up, it'll take a couple weeks, about 23 days, in a process that's dominated by Western powers to go in. And if they deny it, you know,
well, then,
that's where the military option is always still available.
Isn't on the table. Maybe the option is to refreeze sanctions and the rest. But by that point, as you know, Admiral, they've got that money. And they've got potentially tens of billions of dollars worth of money, essentially from our European colleagues, who will lift sanctions immediately, according to this UN Security Council unanimous vote. I guess what I'm asking you is that, is it fair enough to say, and do the facts not bear out, certainly with past behavior, that the Iranians are pretty good at lying, pretty good at moving stuff around, and pretty good at duping us?
Yeah. Boy, do you think I've operated with the Shah of Iran's Navy and with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard when I commanded my carrier battle in the Persian Gulf? Do I trust them? Heck no. But remember this. President Reagan made the similar treaties with the Soviet Union, and we trusted. We caught him cheating several times.
Right.
The issue is this. We're going to dilute the uranium for so far down that it'll take them a year to get it back up. And if we catch them cheating during that time, the military option, Neil, is not on the table. We cannot let them get a nuclear weapon for our security or Israel's security.
But does it trouble you,
and
Admiral?
That's what's good.
I know. Sorry, I wish we had more time, but I did want to be clear. And as someone who's served this country with great honor, do you fear that they have a different interpretation of this than you do? That the things that we ostensibly agreed to, the Iranians are now saying, well, no, that's not what we agreed to. Normally, when I see two parties come out of an agreement arguing over what they agreed upon, I get nervous. Do you?
Yeah. Well, Soviet Union and President Reagan and Nixon did the same thing. There was always this difference of opinion.
Right.
But look, here's the issue. This is why this discussion is great. Look, I know that if we do a strike, Neil, and you know this, they've got 22 submarines, midget submarines, that we can't find with our Navy sonar. We're going to have to pull out of the Persian Gulf. Hundreds of missiles can rain down today on Israel, as well as our troops there. We can strike them. But before we do that, if we must, and we will, let's see if they are cheating. And if we catch them, no, I'm not going to trust them, then we have the military options as well as snap back on the economic sanctions. This is a prudent but cautious step forward.
All right, Admiral, thank you. Good seeing you again.
Good to be with you, Neil.